It's always interesting how the market kind of helps you decide how to make trades. With 2 days of massive down trading, the last thing I wanted to do was continue to go short. Um, so I watched how the open worked. I reviewed my stocks this morning and was thinking, if it's very likely that the market will pull back. Um, I have my doubts, though, that the market will continue to go up at this point. I think it wants to go back and test the lows, and I think everybody's mind set is similar, that it's got to go back down and test the lows. But there was some buying early in the morning, and I decided to start to nibble at some of the stocks I've been watching and trading, and the stocks that have been reacting the same way, basically. And I'll walk through the six or so that are on my short list of nibbling at, and I say nibbling because I just wanted to take little positions in them short after they bounced up this morning. Basically because I'm really not confident in making the trade, and I'm trading on intuition more than I'm trading on indicators. Yeah, let me show you the stocks. So we'll start with BTU. What I'm looking at here is BTU had what I call a divergence. Probably technically not a divergence, but nevertheless, it went higher on the stock price and then came back down. This cross over the adaptive moving average cross over its exponential average would confirm negativity in the stock. So it came down violently yesterday and then has bounced back up to this the exponential moving average. And you could probably play other moving averages similarly, but what I've noticed is that when it does cross, very often it'll move down and come back up here to this average and then continue downward. If it moves drastically above the moving average, I'll consider the pattern broken and continue on. Get out of the trade that I'm in. But you see, I shorted that stock at that point in time. Similarly with Monsanto, I decided to get into that one because it had a similar pattern. Similarly with, I'll just keep going through and show you the different stocks that I've been watching. The Mosaic Company. BRCM is one that I'm watching. I've got a bid in fairly high, and that kind of goes to my point about nibbling. I'm not going to get into anything that or chase any movements. I'm going to get in positions that make sense to me. NetEase is another one. Potash, again, another one. And Caterpillar. So these are all stocks that had very severe moves down over the past 2 days, and then have moved back up quite severely again in the past one day. A lot of that is probably short covering and profit taking, but in reality, I'm expecting each of those stocks to go lower and perhaps test the lows when the markets get back to the lows. They were a few days ago, or I guess now it's been a week or more. I fully expect them now, at this point in time, I fully expect them to test those lows again. And with such negative sentiment, I wouldn't be surprised if we break those lows. We'll see though. We'll see. So this is how I'm playing it. I'm nibbling at these. If they go down lower, I'll make a little bit more money. But because I'm not real sure. It's not something that I trade a lot. I'm making positions much smaller. So just to be clear, I'm shorting these stocks. I just watched a replay of the video, and I said things like putting in bids and pull back, and I meant the opposite of that. I'm putting in sell call what do you call it? Sell orders, sell short. And when I mean pull back, I mean pull back up from its downward movement. So just be clear.